Alright, so since you've never seen me do a trivia net before, or don't know much about it, this is going to be the format of it. I got my cheat sheet trivia net right here that I use to write down their call signs, their check-in, the official answers, who the net control guest, all that stuff is. I got my computer here set up in laptop mode, so all I have to do is scroll down the script as I'm reading out the script, and each week I insert the questions into the middle of the script, so I don't have to switch back between two different documents. So I have approximately 2 minutes to go before I get started, and I think I'm set up and ready to go. And we're going to go off of this time, I believe in starting the net sharp, so as soon as that turns 30 after, which is probably about 20 seconds, we're going to go for it. Roll up my windows here a little bit, kill some of the sound, and we'll get started. 7:30 sharp. I have the volume up, so you should be able to pick up the volume too. That's time. Good evening to all GMRS users on frequency. This is WRAS 213. My name is Mike, and I'm located in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Tonight, I am the net control operator for the Smoky Mountains GMRS Trivia Net. This is a directed net, so I will be directing the flow of traffic, and if you would like to make a comment at any time during the net, you can do so by saying comment, and I will acknowledge you. At any time, if someone has any emergency or priority traffic that needs to be taken care of, simply say break and we will offer assistance or relinquish the use of the frequency to you until that traffic has been handled. Having said that, is there any station with any emergency or priority traffic at this time? If so, please come now with your call sign. Formalities. This net is hosted every Sunday night at 7:30 Eastern Time on this repeater. This repeater is located on Bluff Mountain, and it operates on 462.675 megahertz with a PL tone of 141.3. The purpose of this net is to have fun while promoting the use of GMRS for communications in the Smoky Mountains, and it gives us a chance to say hi and welcome to any visitors who might be visiting the area. All licensed GMRS users are invited to check in with us tonight. Now, this is a trivia net. I will be asking 3 trivia questions based on a common topic, and then I will give you 3 possible answers, A, B, or C. When you check in, you can give me your answers, and we will reveal the correct ones at the end of the net. Now, before we get into tonight's trivia, I will take a moment to ask if there are any short-time or mobile operators who might not be able to stick around for the whole net. If you would like to check in, please give me the last 3 numbers of your call sign, and I'll come back with you. You can give me your name and where you're from, and the rest of your call sign. So any short-time or mobile stations who would like to check in, please call now. I got you in there, Dan. That's WQZE694. Thanks, and hopefully you can stick around long enough to hear some of the questions. Any other short-time or mobile stations wishing to check in, please call now. Had to turn down my other radio. The pager went off. Oops. This is WRAS 213 Net Control asking for any mobile or short-time stations that would like to check into the Smoky Mountain GMRS Trivia Net. Please call now. Alright, there are none. I have to burp. After the trivia questions are read, I will ask for any visitors in the area to check in first. After that, I'll take check-ins by county, starting tonight with Blount County. And according to dictionary.com, the word trivia is a noun. It is defined as matters or things that are very unimportant, inconsequential, or non-essential, and that describes the things we'll be discussing tonight. Very unimportant, but possibly interesting facts. Tonight's topic is the Titanic. On this date, back in 1912, at approximately 1140 its time, the Titanic struck an iceberg and sank. That is the synopsis, but the Titanic was a British passenger ship that sank in North Atlantic Ocean in 1912. After colliding with an iceberg during her maiden voyage from Southampton to New York City. Of the estimated 2,224 passenger and crew aboard, more than 1,500 died, making it one of modern history's deadliest commercial marine disasters during peacetime. The Titanic was under the command of Captain Edward Smith, who also went down with the ship. The first-class accommodations were designed to be the pinnacle of comfort and luxury, with an onboard gymnasium, swimming pool, libraries, and high-class restaurants. Although the Titanic had advanced safety features such as watertight compartments and remotely activated watertight doors, it only carried enough lifeboats for 1,178 people, about half the number on board and 1/3 of the ship's total capacity. The ship carried 16 lifeboat davits, which could lower 3 lifeboats each for a total of 48 boats. However, the Titanic only carried 20 lifeboats, 4 of which were collapsible and proved hard to launch during the sinking. On April 14th, 4 days into the crossing and about 375 miles south of Newfoundland, it hit an iceberg at 11:40 p.m. the ship's time. The collision caused the hull plates to buckle inwards along her starboard, that's the right side, and opened up 5 of her 16 watertight compartments. It was only designed so she could survive 4 of them flooding. At 2:20 a.m., she broke apart and sunk with well over 1,000 people still on board. Thousands of artifacts have been recovered and displayed at museums around the world. Titanic has become one of the most famous ships in history. Her memory is kept alive by numerous works of popular culture, including books, folk songs, films, exhibits, and memorials. The final survivor of the sinking, Melvina Dean, aged 2 months at the time of the sinking, died in 2009 at the age of 97. So finally, here are tonight's trivia questions. If you have your pen and paper ready, number 1. How many warnings of ice did the Titanic receive from other ships that day? A, 10, B, 2, or C, 6? Question number 2. What was the name of the ship that sped to the scene of the Titanic sinking? What was the name of the ship that sped to the scene of the Titanic sinking and commenced the rescue operations? A, Californian, B, Carpathia, or C, Mayflower? Finally, question number 3. When was the wreck of the Titanic discovered? A, 1977, B, 1985, or C, 1991? Does anyone need any clarifications or a repeat on a question? All right, well, we're going to see how you do in such a moment. Before we move into the check-in portion of the net, I would like to announce to anyone who might have recently joined us that this is the Smoky Mountains GMRS Trivia Net. I am WRAS 213 and the net control operator. If you're visiting this area, welcome to the beautiful Smoky Mountains. Tonight, as a visitor and our guest, you are invited to check in first. And as a reminder, when checking in, please give me the last 3 numbers of your call sign first. When I come back to you, give me your call, your name, where you're from, and the best guess you have for the answers. All visitors in the area who would like to say hi and check into the Smoky Mountains GMRS Trivia Net, please call now. None ever, but I'm going to be shocked whenever I do get someone visiting and they want to check in. That'd be cool. Alright, hearing no visitors to the area, we're going to go ahead and take general check-ins at this time. We're going to take check-ins from Blount County. If you'd like to check in with your answers, please call now. Calling any GMRS operators that want to check in from Blount County to the GMRS Smoky Mountain Trivia Net, please call now from Blount County. Alright, hearing none, we'll move down to Jefferson County. Anyone from Jefferson County want to check into the net tonight? Well, that was sloppy seconds, but I recognizable courtesy tone. Robbie, try it one more time.
Is this any better?
Yeah, that sounds a little bit better. Did you get the questions?
10-4, I got some guesses. Charlie Bravo Alpha.
Alright, well, I appreciate the guesses. I got you written down here, and we'll find out in just a moment. But thanks for checking in and sticking around tonight. Anyone else from Jefferson County want to check in? Not hearing anyone else from Jefferson County that wants to check into the Smoky Mountains GMRS Trivia Net, we'll move down to Knox County. Anyone from Knox County want to check in, please call now.
888.
Team John, what do you think of tonight's trivia topic?
I think it probably is our favorite topic so far, and our answers were C, B, B. Charlie Bravo Bravo.
Yeah, it is a very interesting topic. How I come about these topics, sometimes I wonder, like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I decide at the last minute. But the Titanic is actually a really fascinating story. There's lots of history. A beautiful museum here in Pigeon Forge dedicated to it. If you ever get a chance to come visit it, you should. But, yep, I have you down for Charlie Bravo Bravo on the answers, and I'm going to hold you in suspense. We'll find out soon enough. Anyone else from Knox County want to check into tonight's Trivia Net?
644. I'm sorry, I'm reading what I had down. This is 646.
All right, I got you. How you doing today, Jeff? WRAP 646.
Doing pretty good tonight, and my answer is Charlie Bravo Bravo, and my son would like to say his. He got a little different one. They are.
You were cutting out on that. Come one more time with your son's guesses. All right, I copy A as in Alpha, B as in Bravo, and C as in Charlie. I will write you down, and we'll find out who is correct, you or your dad. All right, anyone else from Knox County want to check into the GMRS Trivia Net tonight? Please call now. right, hearing none, we're going to move on to Sevier County. Anyone from Sevier County want to check into the Trivia Net and guess on your answers? Please call now.
893 496
996. Was that 496? Was that you, John?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I got you down there, and I got Ryan, WRCY 893. Did you hear the questions? You got some answers for me?
CCB.
Alright, I got you down as Charlie Bravo, and we'll reveal the correct answers here very shortly. What about you, John? You have any guesses on tonight's answers?
WQN 496. I'm sorry I missed the questions in the beginning. I was late getting in, so I would guess D as in David, D as in David, and D as in David. I know I got them all wrong.
That's all right. That's fair enough. We appreciate the getting you down there and getting another one on the books and having you in here every week as well. I think the more people that check in and continue to do this, word will get out. And I've made up my cheat sheet a long time ago, and I'm waiting to add some more call signs to it. So if you have some friends that are GMRS operators, spread the word. All right. Anyone else from Sevier County want to check into tonight's GMRS Trivia Net? Please call now. Alright, hearing none from Sevier, Knox, Jefferson, or Blount County, I'm going to open up check-ins to anyone, anywhere, within the sound of my voice, within the coverage of the repeater. If you want to check in, you're more than welcome to do so. Please come now with the last three numbers of your call sign. One more last call for any late, missed check-ins, or anyone else who wants to check in, a visitor or someone from any of the counties who want to check into tonight's GMRS Trivia Net. Please call now. All right, hearing none, let's go on to reveal the answers. The first question, how many warnings of ice did the Titanic receive from other ships that day? The correct answer is C. The watchmen on the Titanic were told to watch for ice, but they did not have binoculars. These men included I can't even pronounce it, somebody Mr. Lee, whose eyes had not been tested in 13 years, and a Frederick Fleet, whose eyes had not been tested in 5 years. Question number 2. What was the name of the ship that sped to the scene of the Titanic sinking and started the rescue? The correct answer is B, Carpathia. Arthur Rostron was the Carpathia's captain. The Californian was in the area sooner, but it was unable to help due to the radio man being in bed. After receiving the Titanic's distress call at 12:20 a.m., the Carpathia immediately changed course to aid the stricken liner. Despite traveling at a top speed, it arrived more than an hour after the Titanic sunk and brought on board an estimated of 705 survivors. Number 3. When was the wreck of the Titanic discovered? The correct answer is B, 1985. Robert Ballard led the American-French expedition that finally located the wreckage some 13 nautical miles from the position giving in distress signals. The first items found were the ship's giant boilers. The wreck of the Titanic was discovered more than 70 years after the disaster and remains on the seabed. Some additional trivia that I found interesting when kind of researching this topic. One of the questions could have been, how many Academy Awards did the film Titanic, the 1997 film, win, and it was 11 Academy Awards. It tied the record for the most Oscar wins. It also made history by holding the all-time box office gross record for more than a decade. And another interesting tidbit was this question: how many bathtubs were available for third-class passengers? And the correct answer, serving more than 700 passengers, there were 2 bathrooms, one for the men, one for the women, and that was for the third-class passengers. Any commentary or questions on tonight's trivia? Alright, well, we're approaching the end of the net. Does anyone have any comments or announcements? Alright, well, before we close the Smoky Mountains GMRS Trivia Net, I would like to remind everyone that we meet on this repeater every Sunday night at 7:30 Eastern Time. And to access this repeater, you will need a PL tone of 141.3 programmed into your radio. For questions about the net, to find out how to get your GMRS license, or to just connect with us, please check out our Facebook page. You can search Smoky Mountains GMRS users, and you should be able to find us. Are there any last-minute visitors or check-ins who would like to check in to the net tonight? Please call now. Alright, I am WRAS 213, your net control operator. I would like to thank all the licensed GMRS users who checked in tonight and continue to check in night after night after night. Dan, Robbie, Jeff, John, the other John, Ryan, all of you guys, I appreciate you so much for coming out and hanging out with me every Sunday night. I would like to thank Mr. Tim Berry, WQJA 637, for the use of this repeater. Thank you for keeping it open and allowing it to be a resource to the community. This session of the Smoky Mountains GMRS Trivia Net is now closed, and the repeater is returned to normal use. Have a good night, everybody.
Everybody be careful in your travels. I'm out driving around for work, and sometimes you involuntarily change lanes. So stay safe, everybody. WQZ 694.
That's it. That's my trivia net.